possibly hear my heater going off in the background there too. Yeah. Oh God, what's my chair stuck on? Absolutely nothing, apparently. Right, so weights and balances. Let's do that. Fuel, I'm gonna take 75%. It's looking good, eh? It's looking good. Hey! My thing's connected. Apparently somebody's watching me. Hello. Right. Let's close that. No idea what the weather's like at the moment. It should all be live all down there. So if you did want to join me in game, that's what the settings you have to have. Hey Christy, how you doing? Good to see you, honey. How's the stream looking at the moment? Is it looking good or is it looking blurry? Although, it's a still picture at the moment, so it should be looking good. It's normally once things start moving that they'll start to mess up. This is going to be like probably a 2.5 hour flight the way things usually go. Unless I get a nice headwind, which I had a headwind last flight. Oops, just banged my joystick onto the microphone.
Victor India Sierra X-ray traffic at Denzel 76 taking off runway and 23 departure to the north.
Good. So looking good now that we've got moving stuff. Oop, I need to turn volume down. Otherwise it's going to definitely go. I should have left the volume the same for you. I really do love that skin. As I could tap my camera on this time, I don't know how good or bad I look. Apparently, there was a thing I saw on, you know, those little news feeds, and apparently there was like some, I can't remember exactly what it was now, but one of those sort of dying star type things or whatever it is, a little quasar type thing, they reckon may have been interfering with, they didn't say wireless internet, but like communication stuff. Almost makes me wonder if there was something going on there. I don't know, it's unlikely, but it was just weird that that kind of came up. But, I mean, my wireless has been behaving itself, but who knows. It was a very weak one though. It was like, it only has to be quite weak. A strong one. It's one of those things that if you they normally talk about it, that if it sort of hits the planet, it would pretty much wipe out life kind of thing. But I reckon there was some sort of something along those lines. Anyway, one of those faint ones. So there's those radio bursts coming out of it. Anyway, that's it. Click the ready. Make sure. Ah, yeah, this is one of those ones that's not controlled. That's weird. I hit the view button and it didn't change at first. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick check that my control surfaces are working nicely. More or less to make sure I've got my joystick plugged in properly. Yeah. I'd say there probably was some sort of interference. I don't think the laptops are as good at picking up Wi-Fi as the phones are. Although I couldn't say it about all laptops, but yeah, I have a feeling maybe they're just the laptop receivers, and they either got more interference to deal with just from the laptop itself, or because I mean, little mobile phone, such a low power device, that's so small, it probably pick up the wireless easier. Plus, I don't know, maybe if you picked your laptop up to the same level that the phone was at, like holding it there, the signal may have gotten better or something. But I mean, you're right next to the you were right next to the router anyway, so it should have been good.
Victor India Sierra X-ray traffic at Denzel 76 taking off runway at 23 north departure.
Lights-wise, taxi lights. I can turn the taxi lights off now. Turn that on, even though we shouldn't need it. Okay, let's take off. I think I've still got my handbrake on. There we go. Yay! Something just changed to my radio there, I'm not too sure what it was. Let's get clear of the runway and then let's do that. Yeah, it's Wi-Fi can be a bit of a mystery. So, flying from India to Pakistan today. Try not to get shot down all the way. Not that they have any of that in this sim. Certainly make life interesting.
Varanasi Center at Denzel 76 is type Cessna Skyhawk 2 miles southwest of Victor India Sierra X-ray. Request flight following. Denzel 76 Varanasi Center. Squawk
Somebody
0013.
left a message on my last video that they were from
Squawk
Sirsa.
0013 at Denzel 76.
Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but
A Denzel 76 radar contact 3 miles west of Victor India Sierra X-ray at 1,500 feet.
that's what you get for not being a local.
Altimeter 9.98.
And for most of the planet, I'm not a local. Right, oh, no, I need to go to...
Copy at Denzel 76.
Okay, so... quite a distance to go. Let's get up to... I reckon... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. What I want to do... to 8. Thank you. To make more room on my desk. I need to clean up so bad. My phone Charge! Charge! And blink. Oh, I see what. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm trying to. The keys are just a. Capitals when they don't need capitals. This can climb. Wow, it's just over 5 degrees, isn't it? But it feels like a lot more. Not bad for something with not exactly a performance machine. I wonder what 152 is going to do, because I think the 152's got a lower, just a little bit slower. Some of them have a slightly higher ceiling height, so maybe they can climb better. Don't know. Yeah, amazing how this the droning of the prop is definitely even at low volumes. It's I don't know. It's quite invasive, like not necessarily in a bad way. Like it definitely can help you fall asleep. That real sort of white noise, but it gets into your head. Kind of almost stops you thinking a wee bit. I do like though there's been, I don't know if FSX had it, but I've definitely had games with engine sounds where there was a loop that wasn't necessarily all that obvious until you noticed it, and then it became very obvious, where there was a part where the recording, obviously it was, yeah, it's vast majority of these sorts of sounds are pre-recorded, so they record them for a limited number of time, normally only a few seconds at the most, and then they just loop that over and over again. Try to make it so it's not an obvious loop, but sometimes they don't succeed. Brain starts picking up on it, and you get this sort of pattern going over and over and over again. I mean, I've been flying this for many hours now, and I haven't, nothing even subtle has jumped out at me as being a loop, which is nice. That's interesting. So I was flying north, and now I'm kind of not. Display me, of course. Right, let's hit the net button anyway, because we've crossed over the line. We're kind of almost flying along it now. Wind's just kind of slowly turned us around a wee bit. Still climbing quite nicely though. We are going into a headwind, so yes, it's going to take longer than 2 hours, I believe. Yep. And we're climbing at the moment, so ETA will come down once we level off. Also, since we're getting quite high, I should be able to back that off. We should see a pretty generous increase in climb rate. Which we are, we're going to get to another 100 feet a minute. We're just about out of target altitude. Once we get to 8, I'll fiddle with a mixture a bit more. Another beautiful, beautiful day. We do seem to get fairly consistent weather for a while on these flights though, like for ages we were, a little while back we were getting nothing but thunderstorms. Now we're pretty much getting nice clear days with moderate winds. at 8 now. Should bring up that chat again. There we go. What's the reckon? Yeah, it's pretty much down to that 2 hours now after we've been flying for 22 minutes. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I will keep it going flat out, but I will lower the mixture, so if we get a bit more. Yeah, it's good. 1620. So 1620, so we're probably pretty close to the ideal there. Which is about 40%. Yeah. Hey, Gamers 2000, how you doing, man? 2 hours. I've done longer. I've done over 5 hours before. It all depends how you think about it. You matter. It's a matter of perception. I mean, 2 hours in a Concorde's going to get you further, but it's still 2 hours in a plane. But yes, flying halfway around the world, it is taking me a while. Checking everything was all right there. I think it is. So, I was wondering the other day whether you fly with this armed or not, seeing as that's the default position when you start with the warm start. I'm guessing you are supposed to have that enabled by default. Let's try zoom that out a wee bit. Go. Time's going up. Winds must be getting worse. Anyway, it seems about the same. Why have we gone from 22 minutes to 23 and a half minutes? Grr. This area here looks like it is suffering from satellite imagery that was taken on a cloudy day. Because that's not the usual. We've got no clouds above us. It's definitely not in-game shadows. Yeah, I really like this, you know. Should download more and give others a go, but it's just, I don't know, it's the bare metal. And there was one I downloaded that was pure bare metal, but I think this actually ends up working out a bit nicer because it gives it some contrast. The bare metal, because the reflections aren't fully accurate in this game, you need something a bit more. Otherwise it just kind of looks like a weird greyish skin. Yeah, I think bare metal in real life is quite nice though. But yeah, there's a whole range of these. This is the UK livery, and then there's like a Germany, I think there's Brazil, there's France, USA. There's about 8 of them, I think. I normally default to this one for 2 reasons. One, there's not an Australia and New Zealand one, and the colours would be pretty much the same anyway, unless they were to go with like a yellow and green for the unofficial Aussie colours. I suppose they could do a black for New Zealand, couldn't they? Yeah, all black apart from the little white ribbing. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be based off the colours that you get on the roundels and stuff. So yeah, I'll go with the UK one because I'm flying to the UK. So. Pretty low energy at the moment. So I do apologise for that. My streams generally aren't fully exciting anyway. They get interesting at times, but they're very much a sort of... I tend to keep it pretty mellow. I'm quite pleased with how far I've come so far. Have you seen me stream with Tasmanite in the past? Brett Plays. I used to be doing a bit more streaming with him. We've gotten a bit out of sync. I think he's had some major issues with internet. I think he's on holiday at the moment actually. I think he's gone camping or something. Oh, you haven't? Oh, what was the awe for? What was the sad face for? Was that because I went inside? Like an internal livery as well. Ah, yeah. Well, we're pretty close to each other still. Where New Delhi, he's in New Delhi, and New Delhi is where I left from last stream to go to Sirsa. I'm actually remembering. It's funny. A lot of these place names, I'll type it in, and then as soon as it's out of view, I'll forget what the bloody name is. But Sirsa's sticking in there. Same as Lukla or Lukla, I'm not too sure how it's pronounced. Which was one of the... funny thing is, Sirsa hasn't had anything particularly spectacular about it. I did have somebody comment though on my last stream that they were from them, which was quite cool. The bloke was commenting. Yeah, I'm guessing it's Lukla. But yeah, that was really, if you go through, like whenever you want, if you want, go into my, I don't know if they've had a landing challenge there yet, but it's that sort of thing. They probably have. I remember the landing challenge that was similar to Lukla, but it was somewhere else, and I can't remember where that was. But have a look at, if you want, have a look at my old video flying to Lukla, and right, nice. Yeah, it's definitely, it's very much worthy of one. Yep. It's funny, the one, because I had the gun on launch, I don't remember Lukla being there, but I'll have to, because I know there's one that they have that's, I can't remember where the hell it is now. It's kind of similar to Lukla, not quite as extreme. But still required people with specialised, like specialised license. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and you're in a little, I think it's a little French trainer, or a European trainer of some sort anyway. I remember that one. I don't remember Lukla being in the challenges. I'm not saying Lukla wasn't in the challenges, I just don't remember it. But yeah, it was, when we were landing at it a few episodes ago, the wind was reasonably high. We were getting, well, when I say reasonably high, we were getting gusting winds. We were getting gusts of like 40 to 45 knots, which made it really interesting. Brett arrived first because he was Generally speaking, we try to have it so I take off first, get a bit ahead, so we tend to arrive at the location at a similar time. But he got there maybe 10 minutes ahead of me. And the flight had been fairly uneventful. We were getting like 12 knot winds. What makes it the wind makes it easier to land? Yeah, headwind. It would have been. Funny thing was, at the airport it was a headwind, but it was just too, because, and especially you've got to remember this game actually does calculate mechanical, like the mechanical interference with the wind as well. So when Brett tried landing twice. Actually, I think he landed 3 times, but his stream died on the 3rd attempt, or just before the 3rd attempt. He outright crashed the first time, because what was happening was you were coming into the airport, and he came in like a fairly normal landing. He was using flaps and everything, so he was coming in quite slow, and he was getting a really heavy, like sort of 20-30 knot headwinds, quite reasonably gusty, but they were there. And then as he got to probably to within 100 meters from the airport, no, the wind just stopped. The wind absolutely just died, and he just fell out of the sky. And of course, that at the attitude he was, it probably would have been easier in VR with depth perception and stuff. Still, I think it would have been easy, but he kind of approached it like you would a normal runway as well, but because the runway's running uphill, so he was quite low and needing to actually fly, almost needing to fly up to get to the runway. He was really kind of flying horizontal, but then with the wind dying and him losing lift, it was straight to the hill. And yeah, he pancaked just before the runway. That probably helped me out a ton that happened to him, because that gave me a bit of a heads up as to what to expect. So when I came in to land, with no flaps. I came in at a really high angle, which ended up still pretty much not being the way it ended up happening. It ended up not really being enough. I think there was a downdraft there as well on my attempt, because I rapidly lost altitude, but I had come in really high, and then I got over the runway, and that's when the sort of headwind / downdraft came from the mountain, so straight down the runway at me, and picked the aircraft back up, sent me over some of the buildings, and I was right on the edge of stalling at that point. And how I managed to get it back, yeah, it was intense, so intense doing it. You look at it on the replay, it's kind of it's pretty scary stuff on the replay, but yeah, actually doing it for real, I thought I was going into the houses. I was sure, but I didn't give up. And also, I was trying to. I can understand when people, if you look at some of the air safety stuff, and you get people stalling an aircraft, and instead of pushing the nose down, they pull it up. And you think, why would you do that? I mean, pulling up is going to do exactly the opposite of what, yes, you do. You want to, ideally you want to be higher than you are, but pulling up isn't going to achieve that in a stall. It's going to have the exact opposite effect. But it's amazing how much there's a little part of the brain there that is definitely doesn't listen to that logic. It sees the ground, it doesn't want to go to it, so it just automatically pulls up. And you can see it in that video that there's the two parts of my brain fighting. The one that knows that pulling up is bad. I didn't really have any room to go down either, so I needed to try and keep it level, and I do manage to but you can see the joystick, you can see the controls jerking back as that other part of my brain's like, no, need to go up, and it's like, no, you gotta keep it level at least level. Yeah, it was a real struggle. Yeah, I got it on the ground though. Yeah, pretty much holding my breath, I think, pretty much the entire time, Yeah, it was definitely reinforced that saying, probably going to screw it up now, but basically about flying an aircraft being 99% boredom, 1% pure terror. Because that's most of the time everything's like really uneventful. I even had landings screwed up by because I've only got just a fairly standard joystick with the twist rudder, and the twist rudder's far from ideal. You do start to kind of get used to it, but even being reasonably used to it, you end up not using it most of the time, and if you're in the middle of actually doing manoeuvres, it does make it more difficult to do those manoeuvres smoothly, because it's interfering with your normal yoke controls, having to also twist your wrist while you do the other movements, and so I don't think it was that much of a crosswind, like I think it was about a 7-knot crosswind, but yeah, one particular landing I like about a second after my wheels hit the tarmac, the plane just yoinked itself to the left, and I went off into the grass and managed to get it back onto the runway. There was nothing nearby to hit. It was like out in the Australian outback somewhere. It was a little bit embarrassing, but that was nothing compared to Lachlan. Lachlan was insane. Concerned about fuel because I don't really want to take any longer than 2 hours for this, but we've got a decent headwind as well, so it's going to shoot my fuel up. I don't have a phone. Check Twitch on because I'm streaming on I'm also streaming on YouTube and Facebook at the moment, so I don't actually have a Twitch page up. Go to my phone, check it there. Need more monitors, really. Yeah, hoping eventually, if I'm consistent with Twitch, it'd be nice to make it to, what is it, affiliate or something? Yeah, that'd be nice. That's right. I might figure out how to... Did I just figure it out there? There we go. I just have trouble using the app for some reason because I'm not used to using it, I guess. The app's not quite as user-friendly as the web page. It says I've got 2 videos on Twitch, even though it's saying 1 on my restream page for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so do you have you got flights in 2020, gamers, or some of the flights in like FSX or X-Plane? I've got X-Plane 10, but never really got into it. Yeah, oh nice. Yeah, I've really... It's frustrated me at times with some of the bugs, but... yeah. Let's talk talking to another friend of mine earlier on Facebook about. He's got it on Game Pass as well. He was talking about trying it out in VR. Yeah, what's your system specs? Because I'd say if you've got anything less than like a 1080, it's going to be a struggle. You sounds like Rusty. Ah, is that who I'm talking to now? Let me guess, I'm psychic, you've got a 2070? That's funny. You know, it's got these special abilities. Special ability to look over to karaoke chat. Oh, fantastic. Oh, thanks for jumping in the stream, man. So, I thought your Twitch name was something else. Psychic. Okay, nice. Yeah, I tell you what though, I think I've got like a relapse of glandular fever, and I tell you what, it is knocking me fucking sideways. I don't feel ill in any other way, which is great. Like I didn't even have a temperature, but the fatigue, holy shit. That's mental. But yeah, the VR makes just placing your aeroplane in the environment. You do have a couch, actually. Cool. Glandular fever, it's one of these, like, what's the nickname for it? The kissing disease. And it's one of these things a lot of people get as a teenager because it gets passed around so quick. I got it in my early 20s. So I wasn't doing any kissing until I got it to my early 20s. Yeah. Ah, it's known as mono as well. Yeah, I'm sure I've heard that around somewhere. But yeah, and it's one of these things, one of these classic things you're only supposed to be able to catch at once. But a little bit like chickenpox and all that, it can come back. You don't necessarily catch it again off somebody else, but when you run down, it can re-emerge. But I didn't think I was particularly run down recently, apart from I feel like this has been coming on for a wee while. So yeah, I don't know. It might not be glandular fever, but it's got all the telltale signs of it. So I'm just taking it easy, because if I don't, I know what happens. That's not good. So I tried to fight it back in my 20s and ended up pretty much hospitalised. Certainly dragged to hospital. I can't remember if I spent any time in hospital apart from the emergency room, because it was I was that out of it. I pretty much couldn't stand or walk. But that was a laugh too. They initially diagnosed me with depression, and then said it because I wasn't getting enough sleep, because my results initially came back negative. This was back in my 20s. It's supposed to allow you to do seizure. Could you imagine? If you don't mean a monocle can be handy. Yeah, the C-sharp thing popped into my head too then as well, actually, which you said is also called mono. Yeah, it's not fun. So I'm hoping to kick it ASAP, but I think it's one of those things that I don't know how long it tends to stay around with a relapse, but I think they said it's like if it's the first time you've got it, it takes at least 7 weeks just to get out of like the contagious stage or something like that. I can't remember. Hang on, let's look that up. Okay, from the NHS itself. Well, they reckon it goes at a high temperature. So I don't have that, but as I said, being a relapse, it might not be. Tonsillitis that's not getting better, swollen glands, and all that. Extreme tiredness or exhaustion. Do rest and sleep, drink plenty of fluids, take painkillers. Actually, that reminds me, I should take my anti-inflammatories. Do not drink alcohol, your liver may be weak while you have glandular fever. So yeah, so you should feel better within 2 to 3 weeks. Some people might feel extremely tired for months. Try to gradually increase your activity when your energy starts to come back. Glandular fever can cause your spleen to swell. Lovely. Avoid heavy lifting or sports activities that might increase your risk of falling, as this may damage your spleen. No, I don't believe so. Basically, so actually let's talk about spreading. Is it's by kissing or sharing cups, cutlery or towels. Yeah. Bell's palsy as well as another Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is another nerve thing, causes weakness and stuff. That's seems to be a rarer thing. Let's have a look at relapse. So that's nice. Glad it's nice on the sim at least. Symptoms, so I definitely got at least a few of them, which is the swelling, and the doctor actually reckoned my throat did look raw even though it wasn't sore. interesting. They say you need proper treatment and you've got to take immediate action, and then they also tell you that you can't do anything. Oh, VR chat. Oh, hang on. What have we got here? VR chat for the win. VR chat's pretty amazing, actually. Yeah, he's got to hop off. Got to do a massive trip to do in Elite Dangerous. Are you talking? Have you gone already? Have you gone? You're left leaving me here, just talking to me, Christy. Tell me you're still there. Did you buy Elite Dangerous, or did you get it for free off the Epic Store? Because it was for free on the Epic Store. Like, okay. Elite Dangerous is amazing in VR, even though I find the game itself quite dull. You caved into erectile dysfunction? You know, even if you've got a limp noodle, there's still lots of fun that can be had. Sorry. Try and keep it at least PG. Mind you, I did say limp noodle, didn't I? I didn't say anything about it. You picked it up from Epic. You're using a Steam copy. Ah, okay. Well, you still probably would have gotten that quite cheap. I've got it on Steam as well. I bought it ages ago, and then somebody else bought the first major expansion for me. But I'm holding off on this latest expansion. One, because I don't really have the money to be chucking $50 or something, and B, because I want to see if it's even worth grabbing as well. Size? It's about the size. It's not about. Yeah, it's not about the size of the boat, but the motion of the. I love you, man. Joel's awesome. Yeah, and there's absolutely no point getting the. Whoa! Look at the amount of airports around me at the moment. Wow. Okay. So. Wait a year or two. Yeah, when the next expansion. I wonder. Because there will be another major expansion after Odyssey, for sure, because the game's got a really decent following. And it's probably going to be about 5 or 6 years before Star Citizen is particularly good. I don't mind Star Citizen now, but it's still too buggy for me. There should be... Hang on, I think Thailand's in the other direction, isn't it? It should be the Pakistan-India border. I made a very off-colour joke that I hope I don't get shot down on the... hopefully I don't get shot down on the way over, but...
Lahore Center, dental 768,000 feet.
By either side, of course. Well, I don't know how Pakistan and India, how their relations are going at the moment. I think all the attention is on China and India. Pakistan and India are like constantly having to go at each other. But I don't know. But you get sort of comes and goes, and it's not always. There are angrier times than others, but yeah, I think India is definitely finding China more of a threat at the moment. But yeah, that should definitely. This is definitely the Pakistan I'm flying into. Where's Thailand? Thailand, I'm sure, is the other side because I've been through. So don't fly over Russia or certain parts of the Ukraine. It's all right. I'm not in an airliner. It's fine. Just on a little Cessna. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Thailand's on the other side. Because actually, I haven't been terrible with geography. Pretty much since, my dad's like an absolute nut when it comes to geography, and a little bit of it's rubbed off to an extent. Yeah. Flying around the world has definitely been helping, at least in the areas that I've covered. Because, yeah, I've flown from New Zealand, Australia, then into Indonesia, then a little bit of Malaysia, I believe. Yep, flew up into Thailand. Yeah, I did. I flew all the way to Bangkok, then Myanmar, and I am. Oh, I think. Did I? Right, yeah, Myanmar. Then I actually managed to avoid flying into China. Ended up flying from Myanmar into Bangladesh. Oh, I might have crossed over a tiny bit into China. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at the videos. Then we flew into Bhutan, then Nepal. Oh, actually, this map makes it so much clearer. I have definitely flown into China at least once, I believe. Actually, no, where is this? Oh, it's so hard to make out what areas are what at times. No, that's part of India. Okay, so no, I think I completely avoided China. Flew into India once before flying then into Nepal and then into India and now flying into Pakistan, which I don't think I'm over the border yet. Yeah, I'm no good with knowing what the codes are. They kind of. Although, hang on, there's one that's. Hang on. If I need another monitor, I need 3 monitors, not just 2. Now let's stop here. Okay, surely that's got to be Pakistan. No, because OP must be Pakistan. That's funny.
Request clearance to transition.
So yeah, these are
Charlie
India, then Pakistan. So yeah, the border must be wiggling through here somewhere.
76 Lahore Center. Clear through the Charlie airspace.
Yeah, I should.
Clear through Charlie airspace at Denzel 76.
I should let you get to your. How was it called again? VR chat? Yeah, VR chat. You're at least the second person that said that. But if I'm going to be doing. Although, now that FSX map has updated itself, getting frequencies and all that stuff is a hell of a lot easier. You're jumping into Elite. You need like some sort of plug-in that can have VR chat going at the same time as Elite. I don't know how that would work. But does it? Be part of VR? Oh yeah, because that's that's one of the soft. There's what 2 or 3 different software things you can get for it, isn't there? It does, yeah. One of the things, because I struggle with. It's been a struggle just kind of keeping motivation up and consistency, being consistent. So it did worry me that me trying to do VATSIM would just give me another excuse not to stream. I definitely should look into it. Yeah, just it does worry me a little bit. Because I'm so good at I hate procrastinating, but I also am really good. Like, I don't know if you were checking chat when I was talking. Somebody, it was Mark, brought up Blender. I'll get myself a drink soon, actually. Mark brought up Blender, and I have you seen like the tutorials for the donut blender? What's the guy's name? The donut blender. Oh god, the blender donut. Blender Guru or something, does these really good tutorials, and I started doing this. I should probably go back to the. How long have we got here? 86 minutes. Okay, cool. Thanks for the chat, by the way. So I started doing this, and I was doing it was the new donut tutorial, and I discovered it again. Like I'd been subgen for a while, but feeds don't always come up. And I discovered it when I think he was about 6 episodes in, and so I started following it, and I think he was bringing out a new episode maybe once a week or twice a week. It might not even have been that quick, but so I burned through the first few tutorials, and then I caught a couple of the tutorials after that I had to wait for, and then at some point, because you go through when you're doing the modelling and that, there are times when you want stuff to not be visible, so you can work on stuff while you don't have, like making the icing disappear so that you can work on other stuff and it's not in the way or whatever, or making, you know what I mean. And that was working all fine and good, and then I got to this one point where I made everything reappear, and it reappeared fine, and then I hit render, and initially I had it where the only thing that was rendering were the sprinkles on top, and neither the donut nor the icing appeared. It would show in the render preview, and it was all set to render. There was nothing that I could find that had set it to off. And so I went through, I managed to get the main donut to render again, but I could never get the icing to render, even though it would render in the preview, and what it renders in the preview is supposed to render when you hit the render button. And it just wouldn't, it absolutely refused to do it. And I think I even went to the extent of making a video and was going to go on the Reddit page to the actual donut page dedicated to this thing to ask for, to upload the save file if anybody could see what happened. And I never got around to it. I just ended up procrastinating, and this must be like a year or so ago now. And I never got back to it. And it's just, I didn't want that to happen with this, which is why I've had a look at VATSIM, but I've basically steered clear of it because I don't want it to be another Blender donut. And I do need to. I think I've got the save file somewhere around. I would love somebody that knows what they're doing in Blender to have a look at it and actually see if it is something that I've done wrong, or if it is, if a bug has actually happened. Because I could not find any of the settings. I don't know what I did to make the actual donut itself reappear. But yeah, as I said, it renders fine in the preview window where it actually does that real-time rendering, and you can see it all kind of coming together. But as soon as it tries to do the render where it does all the square, does a square at a time type rendering, it doesn't want to know. Oh, right, I need to give myself a cup of tea. Get my beautiful "be right back" screen up. I need to make another one that's equally cheesy but a little less in the screeny. Catch you later. You have a great one, man. Headset back on. We have a Darth Apnea in the chat. Crashing or landing today? Darth Apnea says, are we crashing? I mean landing today? Uh-huh. Oh, my bad, I just saw the B right back screen taped to the airplane stick. That kind of unsafe. It was on the screen. It was on the map screen. Making a cup of tea while flying. Yep. Got the jug in the back of the aeroplane, just like British tanks. This airplane has a built-in zip boiler. Well, like, would be funny if it crashed all away. It's almost happened. Cruisinator. I know you, don't I? Lol. Doing anyway, Shay. Do you have glasses and maybe. I knew it! Cruisinator is a person with a C in the name, right? Something like that. Oh god. You guys just talk amongst yourselves, that's fine. I'm just adding value to my channel. Oh, are we? We might be. I think we're in Pakistan now. Let's have a look at the map. Islamabad isn't a place, is it? Apparently it is. It's the capital of Pakistan. And where is my aeroplane map? Where am I? There's Pakistan. OPLA. Oh, yep, we are. We've been in Pakistan for a while, by the looks of it, actually. In fact, there should be right near. Actually, if you see down there, it would be close to where the border is, I believe. If I can get the thingy back up. What was that one? VIBT? No. VIBT? No, that's not near the border. OPLA is there. So might actually be around here-ish somewhere. I don't know. The map in-game is not very good for... yeah, we're on the border of Pakistan and... Well, we're now in Pakistan, but we did fly over the border of Pakistan and... yeah, I'm just about to do that actually. Pakistan and India. So India's over that way. Over Pakistan now. Unfortunately, this area is suffering from the satellite data being kind of corrupted with clouds. You can see clouds are still kind of baked into the ground now. But yeah, it's pretty flat around here. At least at 8,000 feet. It's pretty flat. Ah, the white bleach stains on the ground. Yep, it's clouds. Unfortunately, and there was quite a bit of it back there as well at one point. Even this shouldn't be here. These white spots here, because they're like this is probably satellite imagery around here, and this is probably aerial photography. It might be both, but yeah, it's all big maps. And the AI that stitched together the world does try to fix this stuff, but it doesn't always get it right. We used to get that in the Grand Canyon as well. There were some sides of the canyon there that were almost black because they had been in shadow and the AI hadn't accounted for it. But yeah, it's probably better that the AI does too little than too much. So yeah, they can come in. They went in later and did a massive update to the USA recently, so that fixed a lot of those issues. It could be a while before this area gets the same treatment. I know Russia apparently, pretty much the whole of Russia is not very good in for detail on that. I think part of that's been difficult to get good info of Russia, probably because of oh god, I can't even think how to word it. Probably for security reasons. I haven't actually checked to see if on Google Maps if Russia is. I've seen a few. Actually, no, I haven't looked much at Russia. I've seen bits of Ukraine. It's pretty well detailed. But yeah, not Russia as such. Not a lot of it anyway. A couple of some of the cities now. But yeah, like especially the sort of out in the wilderness areas, Russian stuff is probably actually of similar quality to what we're getting around here. It's a bit patchy, but still it's a massive improvement over what we had with FSX and even X-Plane. Just missed, I don't know if he missed Gamer 2000. I think that's what it was. Is it Gamer 2000? Or Gamers? Gamers 2000. I don't know he's got that pluralised. Why do you have it pluralised? Ooh, that was weird. Level of detail change. Hello, dear. That's as far as we get. Oh, it's in there. Oh, there's the reflection. I think it's the reflection that's changing, not so much. Yeah, it's the level of detail on the reflection. I think probably is some polygon change there as well. The reflection is mostly a bit. Still reasonably okay for fuel at the moment, which is nice, but I feel like I'm absolutely crawling. What are we down to? Just over an hour now. Still with that bloody headwind. Can't believe how many runways there are around here. I feel like I should be flying lower so I can get to see a bit more detail, but I don't think there's really that much to see down there. Sorry if you live in the area, but it's, I don't mean there's literally nothing down there to see, but certainly in the sim it's not going to be all that. There's a decent amount of buildings down there though. Wondering if I I should put on the places of interest marker. Actually, can I do that from here? I'm not going to quit the thing to do it, but it's objectives. Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't want that. I don't want to customize the toolbar either. I'm good. I might check that another time. I'll check it another time. Oh, so what are you up to today, Darth? Mr. Apnea. Well, apparently Sirsa is pronounced more like Sensor. Told you I was probably mispronouncing it. So definitely, you could have put that in the chat. Cruisinator saying yes, yes I was. Well, yes you were, even. Really, really glad I don't have to do anything today. Oh, for God's sake, phone. It's not that hard. How often would I type the word Denning? Feel free to interrupt. I have a feeling that Darth Apnea has flown the coop. Oh, apparently I've got 3 people watching. I don't know who the third person is. I think we've got showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in chat, but there's definitely at least one of those. That was a weird stutter. At least a couple, I suppose. Yes, the lack of answering is. I mean, you might still have it on because I think he's still showing up, but yeah, he's still officially there. Apparently, he may have got to make himself something to eat or something. Yeah, he might be AFK. And still. Past broadcasts. The one before until Locklow has been deleted. I should have actually made a. I didn't think to do it at the time. I should have made a. Oh, what do you call it? One of those clips. Should have done a clip of it, but I didn't. I wonder if you can upload clips, so I could do that. To the halfway mark now. Ah, you're re-intoxicating. Very nice. I can't remember what it was I was asking you before. Or something. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling like crap at the moment. I don't think I'm getting better anytime soon. In the air. Goaty discovered the bar in the back of my plane. When he told him about the kettle. Voice a bit low when I mumble. Yeah, it probably is. I got the. I'm leaning back in my chair. It doesn't help. And I've got the heat pump going. Yeah, I think I've got to pretty much keep it at this volume, because if I make it any more sensitive, it's just going to peak when I get loud, and I do get loud, so... he's broken into my bloody bubbly! Stay out of the champagne, that's for special fucking landing moments. Bloody hell, I'm going to have to restock. Don't know if you can get champagne and... or bubbly in Pakistan. I don't think they're all that keen on alcohol there. Ooh, look at that. Congratulations, you have received 100 messages today with the restream chat. My compressor is set up. I could turn my compressor off if you like, and then you see how bad it gets. I could try making it more sensitive, but overall it seems to work pretty well. I might need to, maybe I need to drop the game volume itself down a bit. But, yeah. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so sometimes my voice does get lost in the mumble, but overall I find the settings at the moment work pretty well. Really, yeah, it really doesn't help that, especially when you're looking at the sound meter. It does, like, it's obviously it's reasonably accurate, but like decibels is just such a weird measuring system because of the whole logarithmic thing. So what might seem only slightly quieter or slightly louder is like massively quieter or massively louder. So you can't visually tell when it's, although you can't easily visually tell when it's not good. Yeah, it's like, especially even just the coloration on this, like the green zone isn't good. You want it in the yellow as much as possible. And even the red is okay as long as it's not hitting the top of the red. So yeah, they should almost have it coloured the other way around. They should have green as red because nobody can hear you when it's in the green. Although that being said, that's not true for the top end of the green, so maybe the yellow needs to come down to about the -30. Yeah, that seems about right. Anything below 30 seems to be close to inaudible. And as long as it's not going above 0, which it doesn't even measure, it just, once it hits that, it just reds the whole thing out. I don't know, I don't see that. Yeah, it seems a bit misleading. Yeah, the way I use, funnily enough, I used to have a mic that is identical to my mic that needed phantom power, so I bought a, and when I say identical, I mean identical in every way except for the phantom power issue. So I bought and this was off a place that was like Wish.com before Wish.com became the only place like Wish.com, a place called Mini in the Box, and they sold these really cheap external sound cards, which I still have, but it died, so I ended up needing to buy a new mic. Nah, not AliExpress, it was called Mini in the Box or something like that. And it was basically Wish.com. Dodgy marketplace, you can never quite tell what you were going to get, but it was really cheap. And I bought my mic and the sound card off there for, I think postage off there was actually free as well, which was crazy. I think the whole lot ended up setting me back about $45. And the mic was as good a quality as this, except it, yeah, I never really bothered with AliExpress, it was a bit too expensive. And yeah, for like $45 I got like a mic that was as good a quality as this, and the external sound card, so that worked great until the external sound card died. It's probably repairable, it's so basic. And then I think I went back to the same website and I bought this, like it's a toner mic, but this one's USB, so it doesn't need, it's got all the power it needs. I'll have to have a look at AliExpress. I know Mini in the Box was like about as cheap as you can get though, like Wish levels of cheap, but you did have to be a bit careful. I think it had a better review system than, I don't know what Wish has got actually in the way of reviews, because I don't know if I've ever bought anything. I think I may have bought something on Wish once, I'm not sure. But yeah, Mini in the Box actually certainly used to have an okay sort of review system, so it gave you it's almost like it's like a cross between Wish and Trade Me in a weird way. But yeah, but these mics now that I've got, because I was looking, because Isaac wanted a mic and I would like to have gotten him one. These mics that I'm using now have gone up to about 60 to 80 bucks, I think. Which, yeah, to me, anything more than about $20 for a microphone is extortionate. I know that's still $80 for a microphone is still very cheap, but yeah. Can't remember if this has got the same part number as my other one. Twist it around, see if I can. No, it doesn't have a part number on it at all. She should still be there, she just would have gone quiet. Yeah, if you look for toner mics, like the 666, I think it is the one that comes with a 3.5mm jack and it needs phantom power. But then if you look for the USB version of that, that's what I'm using. And it works pretty well. Not the highest quality mic, but it is pretty good value. Hey, that's my destination. Doesn't feel so far away now. How's my fuel doing? fuel is pretty good. I'll see if I can send you a link. I'll do that now before I forget. Is there an airplane outside? A helicopter? There's an actual aircraft outside of my house. Oh look, karaoke checks kind of sprung back into life. Christy's been flooding my channel on thingy. Ah. Anagram. Ah. I see. Nice. Right. Christy sent a photo of... Why did you send me a photo of... Oh! Excellent throw. And a curveball. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Dunedin will hit the silver screen as the location for a new production built as modern day fairy tale. Ah, extras wanted. Cool. Wow, I get sidetracked easy. To gasp, what happened? We're gonna crash. No, we're not going to crash. It's okay, Darth. I will be landing short. Well, when I say shortly, it's still probably going to be about 15 minutes. Oh, is that actually 40? No, it was 48. 48 minutes. I need my brain to engage. Dun, 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 dun. There it goes. So. I might have even got this one off Amazon, you know. I think I did buy this latest one off Amazon. Oh god, you know something's dodgy when it uses the current year as part of its thingy name. Well, often it's dodgy. It's a bit like buying anything with the word quality on it. Oh, I've got new messages. One star review on Wub. Hey, we're probably about a mile high. Maybe. I don't know, are we a mile high? I think that we're... How many feet in a... Okay, actually it's a good question. How many feet in a mile? 5,000... We are over a mile! You're very much in the mile high club, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. In fact, we're over 1.5 miles high. It's like Starboard even worse. Yeah, it's even less. Right. Look at this microphone. Let's go. Turn. No, not Tom. No, Todd. Bloody Toby microphone. Tone or. Did I spell that wrong? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, no, still good. Don't even know if they make this sort of mic anymore. So $69, $48. What? Does it come with all that? What? Okay, so that's going to be in US dollars though, surely. It'd be nice if they did show it NZD. Have you got a boom and everything, Mr. Apnea? Mr. Apnea. You haven't got any flight mail. Well, no, it's because you broke into the bubbly. Your peanuts have been withheld. Wow, this one even comes with a phantom power supply as well. Wow, this is actually really nice. That would be... That's... Yeah, that'd be about $120-ish. It's quite nice though, hang on. So. Peanuts. No, it's peanuts or nothing on this flight. Trying to. There's the first link, which is not particularly cheap. Well, I know it's cheap for what it is, but it depends. You might already have all that. Well, you don't have all that stuff, I know, but you might have enough of that stuff that you don't need that stuff at all. I suppose you could also actually, you know what? No. I wonder how much the phantom power supply would be by itself. Although that's a proper mic type thing. Oh, that's got... Oh my god. Yeah, that might be a little bit convoluted actually. It's probably not a good link. This one's more like what I've got. That's still $42. But... I'm sure we can get something like that cheaper. Trouble is, none of the shops sell that kind of price. Let's have a look. Susie? I'm taking... I'm gonna guess it wasn't a boob. So There's the exact mic I bought off them, but I know for a fact that does need... It doesn't necessarily need phantom power so much as it needs a... it does need phantom power, but not officially, if that makes sense. It really depends on how much power your sound card puts through. I'll have to check these out later. Because I can't speak for the quality of the other ones. Yeah, they're all with the 3.5mm jack. Analogies from mouth. Wish I could post pics, but I was... Hang on. It was Key cookies, which they serve on... Oh my god. Kia cookies, which they serve on NZ flights. Kia cookies are gluten-free? Wow. You can't be allergic to gluten. Are you sure about that? I think just about anything you can be allergic to. I'm not sure I believe that. Nobody ever has an allergic reaction to gluten. Ooh, look at the mountains up ahead. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. How long have we got, actually? 38 minutes. Oh, we still got a wee while. Yeah, it's just people can be allergic to water, so it seems odd that you can't be allergic to gluten. Oh, she just sent me a Google search. I've done that myself. Yeah. Okay, hang on. So I have to look at what the definition of an allergy is now. It's just a vegan fad / hide. I'm just being a dick, by the way. Ah, Mr. Apnea, you're our favourite dick. Honestly, if you look at the definition of what an allergy is, almost seems like celiac is actually an allergy. But I'm pretty sure that celiac probably gets around that because it's not... Because I think it's more of an attack on the body itself. Wow. Argentina does that too. Everyone's favourite ticket. Wow, look at this terrain. It does look pretty awesome. The Himalayas over there. Getting closer and closer. Beautiful. Yes, celiac is annoying. But yeah, looking into it, I would need somebody to explain to me why it's not an allergy. Because looking at the definition of allergy and looking at celiac and even the intolerance, but especially celiac, it seems to tick all the boxes for an allergy. But I'm no expert, so... As yeah, it involves an immune response for sure. So, if it's not an allergy, it's very similar to an allergy. It seems to be anyway. Because allergy can, as I said on the page, can be a wide range of responses. It doesn't need to be like something that ever leads to like an anaphylactic reaction. But it does involve immune system. Normally an overreaction of some kind, which that is celiac ticks that box. Yeah, no, that's alright. Maybe that's the thing. Oddly enough, the celiacs page that I was on the Mayo Clinic. Didn't mention him. Oh, hang on, no, mentions autoimmune thyroid disease. Yeah, put that at the top of its thing. Where are we? Yeah, it's certainly not in the first paragraph. The way it talks about it being, well, it doesn't use the word allergy either, but it uses words that you would associate with allergy, like in there. See, the other one is from the Mayo Clinic as well, the definition of allergy. I think the Mayo Clinic is supposed to be pretty good, but I know it's not always. One source isn't always reliable. But anyways, enough of that. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah. So I guess that's the fine line as to whether the damage in celiac disease is caused by the body identifying gluten as a I can't think of the right word now, as basically as an intruder, and if that's causing the damage, because if you have an allergy that is causing that sort of inflammation, stuff like that, that will cause damage, or whether the gluten is somehow causing like an autoimmune response where the body starts attacking its own cells because of gluten, rather than it's the cells being a oh god, what's the word? Whether like instead of the cells being collateral damage. So yes, yeah, that is autoimmune. So is the body? That's the thing. It's like I think that the difference is the body attacking itself with all I can think is what you call the gluten thing at the moment when you call it glutard. Oh god, celiacs. With celiacs, is the body actually attacking itself, or is the body damaging itself trying to attack the gluten? But yeah, I know. So I may have looked into this. Just yeah. Yeah, if it is, yeah, Celiac Foundation is definitely saying it's autoimmune. Although, again, then later on they talk about it like it's an allergy. the fact that people get a rash sometimes as well, because that's like an allergic reaction. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I need to, you know, some of these things like do allergies. Is that the difference? Allergies can't cause autoimmune, you know, diseases. Close to our destination. It is a bit complex for Twitch. The way that the Celiac Foundation was talking about the skin rash, they talked about that like it was an autoimmune thing as well. Yeah, autoimmune hepatitis, autoimmune disorder, increased risk. So yeah, there's and diabetes as well was autoimmune, according to, or at least type 1 diabetes was autoimmune. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder. People with one autoimmune disorder are prone to getting other autoimmune disorders. For people with celiac disease, the later the age of diagnosis, the greater the chance of developing another autoimmune disorder. The serious conditions are some cancers and also, other serious conditions are, and some cancers are also associated with celiac disease. Through following a strict gluten-free diet may decrease the risk of cancer. Oh wow. But the chances of developing another autoimmune disorder with the age of discovery is interesting. Crohn's disease. I know Crohn's is purely autoimmune. It is strange because it does, like the way that celiac is triggered by something, where a lot of these autoimmune diseases aren't like particularly triggered by anything. Like if you've got diabetes, you've got diabetes. It's not triggered, like type 2 diabetes is because you've abused sugar, but type 1 diabetes isn't caused by sugar. But if you have sugar, your body can't deal with the sugar, so you end up with symptoms because of that. Whereas when you have anything with gluten in it, it doesn't just trigger like some sort of, it doesn't throw things out of whack so much as the body starts attacking itself again. So yeah, it's weird. But yeah, it's just, get stuck on these things like a dog with a bone. Yes, you can be allergic to, yeah, I've seen that as well. Zoom my map in. Oops. What's the time of day? Oh wow, it's only just past lunchtime. It's 12:30. Wow. There is water streaming down my windows outside at the moment. The rain's coming out quite the angle. Right, diabetes isn't an allergy to sugar, because the okay, so when the sugar gets into your system, keep my head straight on this one. Okay, so sugar naturally gets absorbed by your system, right, and ends up in your system. But there needs to be a balance there. So diabetes is your body's inability to balance your sugar out. Your body's not mounting an immune response to that sugar, right? So the sugar itself is causing damage in its own way, and I can't remember the exact. I don't know the exact mechanics of how the sugar causes damage, but you know, a bit like if you can also have because your body's not regulating the sugar right. You can also end up with massive sugar lows as well. But yeah, there's not an immune response to that. Whereas with as far as I'm aware, anyway. Let's have a look at that. Whereas with celiacs, there is an immune response. And the immune response is triggered by the gluten. As far as I know, that's what everything says so far, even the Celiac Disease Foundation that says it's a autoimmune disease. So
Additional 76 contact Islamabad approach on 124.65.
124.65 for a dental 76.
It almost does make me wonder if there
Islamabad
is
approach a dental 76 8,000
like a
feet.
semi-political reason as to why they don't want it classified as an allergy.
Additional 76 Islamabad approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter 29.999.
I should see what that said. I wasn't taking any of that in because I'm trying to look other stuff up. Continue as planned. Okay, I shall continue as planned and should get my altimeter set right. Okay, so it says, too much sugar can lead to kidney disease and failure. It doesn't say how, though, if it's actually going to start creating crystals in the system, but I don't think that's what it does. Strokes, heart attacks, vision loss or blindness, weak immune system. Yeah, but I want to know how. Definitely, seems to be mostly a circulation thing. Okay, let's try that again. They always like to gloss over it and say it does this without actually telling you how. Yeah, none of it's mentioned any sort of immune response so far. Oh, here we go. Sounds like something they might not have known exactly how it worked. And there's a 2009 article, so they're doing research into how it actually works. At least this one article talks about it. High glucose levels in the blood reduce the levels of a powerful vasodilator, nitric oxide, in blood vessels, a shortfall that increases the risk of high blood pressure and eventually narrows down the vessels. The researchers suspect that increased modification of proteins by a glucose-derived molecule is a player in vascular problems associated with hypertension, stroke and obesity as well. So yeah, it just sounds like the extra sugar running around in your blood starts playing havoc with the other chemicals in there. Yeah. Check. Because it's not. Right, check my Facebook. Yeah, still not convinced. Sent me another article saying celiac disease is not an allergy. Okay, let's have a look. Talking about awareness, we're actually talking about why at the moment. Yes, okay, now she's when a specific food is ingested. Oh no, it doesn't have to be a food. Let's read the rest of it. Triggers a severe immune response by the body, mistaking the food as a harmful beta like a virus or bacteria, thus the body can react mildly or severely. With allergies, you have the potential to grow out of them. Foods that trigger the response should always be avoided, no matter the severity. Yeah, pretty much. Unless you're doing the new therapy stuff where you're exposed to small amounts of it. Celiac disease, autoimmune disease, autoimmune disease in your immune system takes your own body cells, tissues, organs, or gluten. It's ingested, the body attacks itself, causing severe damage to the small intestine. This one creates here, we know what it does. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make a strong case for it. But there's another link in there as well, so I'll see what that links to. It's a link to the same article. Oh, same blog anyway. As one of the arguments she gave against it was that celiac disease is a disease because it's genetic, but is there no genetic component to allergies? That's what we need experts for. If celiac was an allergy, why is it that you can have it and have no physical reaction to the gluten? I'm pretty sure there is a physical reaction, you're not necessarily feeling it though. I don't know. I don't know if we need to descend. Whacking my microphone.
Islamabad Tower at Denzel 76 is 1 miles southeast with Alfred to land.
Denzel 76 Islamabad Tower. Make left traffic, runway 10 left. Altimeter tree 0.00 into tree 08 into 20.
Enter left traffic runway 10 left at Denzel 76.
There's one of those. It is interesting though, because it is like it's obviously not completely cut and dry if there is so much confusion around it. Even medical sort of professionals are calling it that too. This terrain's amazing. Looks like it's been spilled out by the wind or something. Something's dragged a giant rake across the land. That's runway 10, is it? Right. So the airport now. Let's fly around. By the way, I don't have Facebook chat up at the moment. If you're talking to me there, Christy, because I'm manually flying and I need to keep an eye on Twitch chat as well. So I will check it once I have finished the stream. Going a little bit fast. This is a reasonably high altitude, I think. I think my 3,000 feet would have had us really, really low. Could be wrong. Probably won't be too bad. Got some turbulence over that ridge. Not surprising. What is the wind doing at the moment? Reasonably calm. Good question. Is Durapani area still there?
Adental 76, cleared to land runway 10 left. Wind 308 at 20.
Cleared to land runway 10 left at Adental 76.
I was probably supposed to do left traffic, wasn't I? Completely on right traffic. Well done, Adam. Well, I didn't mention anything about the traffic pattern, actually. I don't think. Left runway, yes, but left traffic, no. We're at 3,000. Oh, we're under 3,000 now. Okay, so yeah, 3,000 would have been fine. Trying to to check my chat, but honestly, at the moment, I can't. If Christy, if you are left runway, huh? If you're on, you probably got the. Oh no, if you're chatting, I don't know, but you'd be able to check on your thing. There's an icon there somewhere that shows all the people in chat. You'd be able to see if Mr. Apnea is still there. Speed. Let's lower the speed a wee bit. Little flaps.
500.
500, and we're, yeah, so this is like 1,500 feet, thereabouts. Yes, I saw that too. I was going to mention it and then sidetracked with everything else. But yeah, this is the left runway, which is good. 10L. It's nice when everything works out. If we can stop really quickly, we could get off on that first first taxiway, although I doubt it'll be slow enough by then. I wish this ran better in VR for me. There we go. I'm going way. Do that. Going way too fast. Oh, the wind's picked up a bit down here. I probably could have squeezed that in there if I'd really wanted to. Oh my god, yeah, the wind is a bit aggressive. Behind me, do that. Landing and crashing. Yeah. Great time to renable. Yeah. Stop this wind. Okay, could go off this way. Brake. Thank you.
Adental 76 exit runway when able.
Okay. Exited the runway.
Adental 76 contact ground on 122.905.
Oh, you're gonna start your stream? Are you gonna be doing you going to be doing
for Adental 76.
From the Depths? I will jump on and join you. Which one do they? That's the one. Taxi to parking, please.
Islamabad ground Adental 76 taxi to parking. Adental 76 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
There we go.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Adental 76.
How much fuel? Oh, we had decent amount of fuel and weren't even in the yellow. Weren't we doing well? Okay, so I think he announced the stream and then buggered off. Didn't wait that 10 seconds it takes for my thingy to get back. Oh, god damn it. Sounds about right. Yeah. Okay, we'll shut the plane and all that down, and then handbrake on. I might jump into Darth's stream. I don't know if he's going to be on Discord or whatever. I might ask. I don't know if I can be buggered doing more streaming. We'll see. I might do. Cool. I've got to put my mixture back to something more reasonable. Although at least we were... What altitude are we at? I don't know. It's nice. It's still 18 degrees here. It's remarkably warm. And we're still at like 1,740 feet. Is that... Yeah, let's see if the... It's actually close to 1,750. Right. Shut the plane down. I love it that he just vanishes once I've shut the plane down. And we'll switch the standby battery off, and off. And then it's ta-da! Right, so that was another 133, so what's that, 2 hours and 13 minutes and a bit to my journey. Oh, that was good. Actually, that didn't feel painfully long, like sometimes they do, but it did help that I had a bunch of people coming in and saying hi, so thank you for that. And right now I'm gonna switch off and go check out Mr. Apnea, Mr. Darth Apnea. Check his stream out. So if you're watching this sometime in the not too distant future, bunch of nutcases here, checking this out in the not too distant future, do go check out Darth Apnea on Twitch. DARTH _ Apnea, APNEA. I am finishing my stream and I'm going to check you out. Are you going to be on Discord? Because I can come join you there. Or I can just bother you on Twitch. Okay, yeah. That would be awesome. I might even, depending on what you're doing, I might even join in. But yes, we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you soon. Right, and to everybody else, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or dislike even. Dislikes are helpful. But yes. Alright everyone, you have a good one. I'll catch you next time. And probably be flying, actually, probably still be in Pakistan next time. We'll probably be flying down, actually no, because I want to go to Afghanistan at some point. So we'll have a little flight to Afghanistan next time. We are quite close. And terrain around here is beautiful. So yes, somewhere in Afghanistan will be the next journey. Right. Catch you later guys. Bye. Bye Christy. Bye Mr. Apnea.